I'm Darren Daymude with Team Legend Outdoors.
And I'm RD Daymude. Join us this week for 2 exciting early season whitetail hunts, one of which being my biggest buck to date.
Then on to my favorite time of year, spring turkey season.
You're not going to want to miss this week's show.
It's early October, and it looks like RD can't wait to let an arrow fly.
Yes, not a too bad of a buck. He's messed up on one side. We wasn't in this set 10 minutes. We just got the camera arm strapped to the tree. I looked over and said, "Buck." And he come, he skirted us a little bit and he came right in good, gave us an awesome broadside shot. Ought to be a pretty good video. Second week of bow season, Team Legend. I'm pumped. Think I heard him crash right over there. Hey folks, one thing I want to talk to you about real quick is baiting. We're very fortunate enough in our home state of Maryland, you're allowed to bait deer. And when you work a full-time job like a lot of us hunters do, it's hard, especially with me in my career field. I do a lot of work out of town, a lot of work on the road, a lot of late days, so don't get a whole lot of time to hunt. So I use a bait pile and put it over a trail camera. It lets me know what bucks I kind of got in the area at the same time. Some people think it's unethical. It's one of those things, it's a big controversy. In my book, it's not unethical. I go with it. Maybe some of you other hard-working men out there should too. Team Legend Outdoors.
With daylight fading, they need to make the recovery quick.
Got pretty good blood on the arrow. Looked like a real good shot. He didn't go far with this. Old blue nocturnal lit it up. We found good blood all the way up through here. He can't be laying too much further past that. Good blood there.
Good job, bro.
Yes. He didn't run 50 yards from where we shot him. Let's go up here and see what we got. Well, here he is. He ain't the biggest buck, but he's probably one of the ugliest. I don't know what he did here on this side. He must have got hit by a car at one point or damaged it somehow. Got a goofy little point sticking up here. Big old body deer. He sure is going to eat good, I know that. Well, we got our work cut out for us. Got a long way to drag him. Team Legend. Let a meat missile fly. Yes. Right here, big buck.
This deer pops out 45 yards. this is where you need to be patient as he cautiously watches the other deer.
The shot look. That's one. I think the shot looked pretty good. That's one of the biggest bucks I've ever seen around here. One of them I've ever seen in my life. I didn't think it was going to happen. We've had these does come in here several times tonight. They've been really cautious. And I'd seen them take off, and now he come behind them. I think the hit looked pretty good. If anything, maybe a touch high, but he's almost right under, so I think it drove it in pretty good. We're going to give him some time. We're going to go after him. I'm pumped. Got my brother Darren with me in the tree. It don't get better, nothing better than this. Biggest buck I've ever had a shot at. He's a stud. Hopefully that old rage broad it does the trick. Yes.
RD can't wait to track this deer.
Well, we reviewed the footage. We're pretty confident in the hit. We found good blood where he's standing when I shot. And got good blood to this point, so we're going to keep after him. We've only gone maybe 40 yards. So stick with me. We'll see who we come up with at the end of this blood trail. There's the arrow right there. a little worried about how much penetration I got. There's a good 10-12 inches broke off this arrow. Got good blood. It's been about 75 yards from where I shot him. We got really, really awesome blood. I'm pumped. I'm praying to the good Lord that he ain't laying too much further from here. So stick with me, and let's see if we can't get my hands on him. Got a lot of blood through here. I'm gonna get that blood too. Really good blood through here.
Bro, look in front of
Where?
you. Right there.
Yes! Yes! Thanks, bro.
Yo, bro.
That's the biggest buck I've ever shot. Look at this deer. He is definitely a good one for Washington County here. It's October the 26th. And they're cold, got a good cold snap this week. Right now it's about 40 degrees. And it's really got these big bucks on their feet. He come out. We had about 10 does under us. Started pushing them around a little bit. They all took off. Took him a little while getting in. But when he did come in, he finally committed. He was 11 yards. Right under the tree. Got the old prime in hand. My bestest buddy behind the camera, my brother Darren. And we finally put it together. This is the biggest deer I've ever shot in my life. And I can't be prouder.
People go a long ways from home to kill bucks like that.
You ain't lying. I love you, bro. Thanks.
Love you too, bro. Good shot.
Well, now the work begins, because this deer has got a body on him. And we got a long way to the truck. Well, the work begins.
Way to go, bro. What a buck.
Well, it's about 8:30. We've been on these birds. Hooted this morning. They got over here on this edge, so we come in and set the blind up. We chose to set it right in the middle of the field, because usually this is where they end up. And they've been all around us all morning, just outside of shooting range. They've been from one end to the other. Now they're down here in front of us. We done picked the blind up and walked it 50 yards closer. I think the decoys kind of hurt us a little bit. They're kind of skirting the decoys. It's a long beard, 2 jakes, and 8 hens, so we got some competition. He got one to the call though, but just not coming in. He's gonna do whatever they do. We're just gonna be patient, try and wait him out, see what happens. He's looking. He's walking this way. He's slowly coming in.
He's coming, Donnie. After a long set, finally looks like it might pay off. Yeah, baby. I tell you, we've been like 10 hours, me and Donnie in this blind. We've been on these birds all morning. I said earlier they were all around us. They kind of skirted the decoys. And here in Maryland, the last 2 weeks you can hunt all day. And I'm telling you, I mean, the birds are tough. They're really henned up. They had 8 hens with them this morning. We moved the blind, got over here in the shade. And Donnie said with any luck, maybe they'll come right up here along the shade. And we actually got a blind down there right where that bird popped out. But we chose to get between the 2 spots where we've been seeing them. And made some calls with the box call just earlier before he popped out. But I mean, he never really gobbled to the call or nothing. But I believe he came in looking. And I tell you, it's been a long set, but we did it, old buddy. We did it. That's a good bird, too, I believe. It's a real good bird. Kind of anxious to get out here and see what he looks like. Let's go do it. What do you say? My butt's numb. My legs are asleep. My back hurts. Kind of anxious to get down here and see what kind of spurs this bird's got. He's got a nice rope on him. Smart old bird. He about outsmarted me and Donnie, but we got him. Patience. And I'll tell you what a bird. He got some nice spurs, probably 1.25 inches or better. Look at that big old thick rope. That's probably 11 inches. What a bird. I tell you, I said 10 hours earlier, but it's we got in here like 4:30 this morning and it's almost 4:30 now, so about 12 hours. And we watched these birds all morning. There was a longbeard, 2 jakes, and 8 hens earlier. And we had them close, but just out of gun range. They didn't like the decoy set up this morning. And a couple of different times, you know, they got way down here on the field. We actually picked the blind up and walked down towards them. And we closed the distance a couple 100 yards earlier. And it was raining and they kind of just hovered around down in the corner. And then about 1 o'clock, they disappeared. And we figured they either was down in these woods or they flew across the road. So we chose to pick the blind up and move it down here. Usually in the evenings you see them up and down here. They're roosting back in here along the river. So we picked the blind up and moved over here about 1 o'clock. And I don't know, 3:30, Donnie looked down and saw the bird come out down here in this corner right in front of his box blind. There's a box there. And of course we're 150 yards from that, so made a few calls with the box call, and he didn't really gobble or hammer to it, but he came in looking and he even strutted a couple times. So here's the results. That's where patience pays off. Sometimes you just got to be patient and stick it out, no matter how tough it gets. And it's a good thing here in Maryland that you can hunt all day the last 2 weeks. And we got a good reward. Right here it is, Donnie. Thank you, buddy. Good job. Good hunt.
Thanks for tuning in to Team Legend Outdoors and sharing our outdoor experience with us. Join us next week as we take you on another outdoor adventure. Remember, exercise your freedom to hunt and your right to own and bear arms. And from Team Legend Outdoors, we thank all those who served.